Next, we have the session, The Green Revolution, Green Cities, focusing on UN SDG 11 by Dr. MANDLA LAMBA. Dr. MANDLA LAMBA is the founder and CEO of Agility, EV, and Green Tech. Over to you for your session, Dr. MANDLA. Dr. MANDLA, I think you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I think I've got it now, technology.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me. It's almost evening in South Africa today. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'll start in introducing our company first. We are called Agility, spelled as AGILITEE. We are the first electric vehicle manufacturer in Africa. We are the pioneers of the industry. We came in the market with two-wheelers, and we ended up with four-wheelers and other vehicles. This opportunity for us is to pioneer, or rather to add value in what the future of the world is. Because if we talk about the new world, green revolution, it is actually the new world. The new world is going to be carbon free. The new world is going to be an environment that we will be proud to leave behind to our children, something that we didn't inherit. We didn't inherit, but instead we came and changed how it was, and we passed it on to the next generation. It is very important for the world to understand that the green revolution, or the green living, whatever word you choose to use for this change in the world, it is not something that's going to happen overnight. It is a transition. There are countries across the world that rely on fossil fuels, as much as they contribute to a bigger deal in climate change. But at the same time, there are countries in this world that will take longer because their GDPs rely on such. For a country that has a GDP that is represented at over 40% by fossil fuels, you can't tell them to shut down what they're doing and moving into the green or carbon-free movement overnight. It's a transition. It's going to take time. And there's also a very big challenge that is necessary for everyone who's working towards this. It is very hypocritical for all of us to push for the change in this revolution of green energy and green living, while we use appliances in our houses that are not green. There are many companies in the world right now, over 10 companies that produce green products, whether it's a television, whether it's a car, whether it's a refrigerator, that are powered by green power, and they consume less of energy and less pollutive to our environment. This green revolution, it is one of the most exciting things to look forward to, because for the first time, we are given an opportunity to shape what we will leave behind. This generation is very blessed than the generation of our fathers before us, because they had to live under conditions and take what was given to them as the standards of the norms. But with us, we've been given a privilege to take this far and beyond. By saying so, we have an opportunity as leaders in the green revolution to put a foundation of a new world that we all want to see. We are at the juncture of the end of the old order of things and the beginning of the order of new things. We are the most opportune people on earth this moment. This is a moment where revolution will come together and say, how do we collaborate in making sure that we save Mother Earth, and at the same time, we continue to be a sustainable environment as though we are not reliant on these fossil fuels and other chemicals that are pollutive to the environment. It is very important to understand this is not going to be achieved without participation from governments. We can do all we do. I'll give you an example. We've been pushing in Africa. It's not been easy. I'll tell you, predominantly in my own country, it's not been very easy in South Africa. It's a new thing. You talk about an electric vehicle to someone in South Africa and say, hey, in Africa and say, hey, you know, we've got an electric vehicle. A few days ago, I took one of our bikes, it's called Wild Grace. I took it and I rode to a restaurant to go enjoy dinner. On my way out, someone says, I can't hear the noise on this bike. Why is it that I can't hear the noise? And then when I explained that it's electric, it doesn't have that kind of setup. They said, how then does it happen that you have a bike that uses electric? This doesn't make sense. So you realize that it's going to be more, not just of us pushing the agenda, but more of the government playing its part in educating the public. At the same time, as part of the infrastructure of the Green Revolution, one of the things that are necessary is the government has to play part providing subsidies. I know countries like China, countries like the US, India, the governments have already taken up and they are really supporting green, predominantly in my industry, the electric vehicles, providing subsidies and providing incentives. In Africa, we don't have that. It doesn't inspire people to go and say, I want to go buy an electric vehicle. It is not an easy thing in an environment like ours in Africa, where you're going to tell someone who's driving a car and in a radius of about, say, 10 kilometers, there's about 7, 8 filling stations for petrol. And then you tell them to buy an electric vehicle when there's only one in a radius of 20 kilometers from their home. It's going to be, it's a transition, but it is one that will need more collaborations and more support from a government point of perspective. And I also want to state this with these few minutes remaining on my time, that one of the most things that people need to understand with the Green Revolution is the new world. The entire new world is set up on a green revolution. If you don't believe me, you could look at the statistics of everything moving to the digital world. People don't travel much to work anymore. They work from home. We've got platforms like where we are now, having conferences without traveling. The whole world is taking this shape. And if anyone is in business right now, and whatever you do has nothing to do with Green Revolution, I need to warn you that we will see another wave of COVID-19 taking over that will break the economic system of the world and usher us to what we've been talking about, the Green Revolution, where you will find the United Nations pressing on countries to really push the transitioning into the greener earth in terms of cars and other industries, including housing. And there's a lot of other industries that are part of this. This has got pillars of, which are around 11 pillars that set the foundation of the Green Revolution. I'm grateful that I came here just to share this information, because I do believe, and I've learned a lot from now and again. I come in when I've got a time to listen to other leaders speaking, and it's been very inspirational learning. We have to learn from each other in order to understand each other and also understand what we are doing and what our contribution is on this planet. You know, we've been told that you come to this world, you get what's yours. Predominantly us, as Black people, we've been ushered into that. You know, you come in, you say, I'm going to get what's mine. But the truth of the world is that we are here to contribute. It will not be what we took from the world that will be remembered, but what we gave to the world, the sacrifices we make to leave a better world to our children than we inherited from our ancestors. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mandla. So proud to have you with us today. As you said, the change or the green revolution is not something which is going to happen overnight, but I'm sure if we all come together, the change will happen. And we are here to contribute. Thank you so much for joining us and inspiring us with your story.
Thank you so much, ma'am.